Hey guys, today we're setting up a guppy tank to breed for profit. So I started my fish journey with guppies. They were the fish that obviously bred for me the first time, and that got me hooked. They are so easy and I love guppies. I've bred quite a few different fish now and I still always find myself going back to guppies. I have a few different fancy types of guppies, but in this tank I just want to do assorted. They're a great little profit. They're cheap fish and easy to sell because everyone likes a guppy, and you can make some really beautiful strains as well. So we're gonna set up a tank, aquascape it, get some guppies in there. Now, the whole reason that I've decided to set up a new tank for guppies is because I ended up mixing some endlers in with my gups, and what happened is the genes mixed and I ended up with a bunch of females that didn't have any color on them. Because these are assorted guppies and we're not breeding to get a particular color or a strain, having a whole lot of females with no color was kind of an issue for me. I like to breed my assorted guppies to have all, like both sexes, to have really lovely tails and really lovely colors in them. So I'm gonna start again. I got myself some new female guppies that were separated, and I've picked out some of my favorite males from what I had, and I know that these males were original males. They're not mixed with the endlers. So I have a whole bunch of guppies that I'm not going to breed anymore, so they are being separated, and then I'm starting a new tank to breed new guppies. So I'm really excited to get started. Let's go. So this is the tank that I'm going to use. Now you can see that it's an older tank. It has got a little bit of damage. Basically what that is from is that's from a mineral buildup, and then if it's left on the glass for too long, it does actually etch into the glass. So this tank has been thoroughly cleaned, and then I've also painted the back black because I like to paint all of my tanks that, and I've rinsed it out. So she's good to go. I'm going to give her like a slight little wipe down from where there is just a little bit of dried water, but this is the tank we're going to use. I've had this tank for a while. Once we put water in it, this won't be an issue. I got this tank secondhand, and look, seriously guys, if you're looking to start fish and start breeding fish and stuff like that, jump on Facebook Marketplace, jump on Gumtree, jump on, is it Craigslist and other places like that. Get your secondhand tanks because it doesn't have to be expensive to have fish. As per all of my tank builds, I'm starting off with a nutrient-rich substrate. This is a mix that I've created. I've mentioned it multiple times in some previous videos, but basically it is just some fine sand, some small gravel and some aqua soil. I do also tend to mix in some root tabs as well, just for that little extra nutrient hit. I am going to be putting plants in here that I'm hoping to grow and propagate, as this tank is being set up for profit. Once I put my base layer down, I'm going to start with my hardscape, which is some rocks. Now I am going to cap this base layer with a dark sand, but I want to do that sort of after I have my rocks in, because I'm going to build up like a little retaining wall at the back here, which is where most of my plants will be. Because I'm using stem plants and some swords, I want to make sure that my substrate where they are going is quite deep so that they can get right in and create a root system. It'll help anchor them down. I do take my time here, but I want it to look as natural as I can in something that I'm creating. I'm then going in with my black sand to cap it all off before I add in some wood. Is that the wood will sort of like tree roots coming out over the rocks. I'm really taking my time with the hardscape. I'm stepping back and looking at where I've placed things, trying different areas, trying different positions of the wood. I really try to keep in mind, and I really would stress to you to keep this in mind as well, that this tank is for you to look at. You need to enjoy what you're looking at. So when you're building a tank, keep that in mind. Make sure that you're really liking it. every time you look at it, you go, oh, that's a good scape. To start off the planting process, I'm going to go in with Micronanthum umbrosum, also known as Takashi's carpet, and that's what we're going to be referring to it as. I actually also found out that this is a form of baby tears. As it turns out, a lot of aquarium plants that are called baby's tears are all different kinds. So there is going to be a second stem plant in here that is baby's tears, and that's what I bought it as. So this one is a carpeting plant. I'm hoping that it'll cover a lot of that foreground space. Next, I'm going to go in and attach some Anubias to the wood. I have a few pups that I'm going to add in. I really do like Anubias, especially once it gets bigger. I'm going to also pop some Java Fern pups in there as well, just because, again, I have heaps of them and I can't help myself. I'm going to add in little pieces of Christmas moss, just into the cracks and crevices around the rocks and the driftwood, hoping that this will grow quite significantly and supply some hiding spaces for some guppy fry when they get born. I have no idea what this plant is. I looked everywhere from the label that it came with, but I swear to God, this looks like a neon pink Sigonium. I have this plant in my indoor plant collection. It's melted back, which I will touch on later in the video, but it looks beautiful, stunning. I bought it as a submerged aquarium plant. That does not mean that it actually is. So I will definitely update you guys on this plant later. If you do know, comment down below because I'm very confused. And something that I don't think I talk about enough, I'm still learning, like I think most of you guys are as well. So I don't know everything, and if you know something that I don't know and you want to be like, hey, check it out, 100% do that. Don't be mean to me, that would be awful, but let me know. I have this beautiful sword. Now this sword was actually growing in another aquarium, and in about a minute you're going to get real sad. Anyway, look at how beautiful it is. It's just a Amazon sword. Gorgeous one. Don't know which one, but it's beautiful. So I'm adding in some baby tears around this sword. These baby tears are Bacopa moniera, which is a different plant to the carpeting plant that I added in at the beginning. These guys are apparently a really, really easy grower. I'm hoping to propagate these guys, which is why I added them into this particular tank, because this tank is obviously for profit. So definitely building in plants in here that not only I enjoy, but I also can propagate. Lastly, I've just added in some crypts. I believe this is Cryptoconium wentii. These are pups from another tank, so I'm definitely having some success with them. I would have bought them as a sort of crypts, but looking at the leaf, I'm pretty sure this is wentii. Just pop them in there, and then we're gonna add a filter and fill her up. So it's been 2 weeks since I put this tank together. I've had some serious struggles cycling this tank. Even though I did use a pre-seeded sponge filter, it obviously wasn't enough for this size tank. There wasn't enough bacteria. As you can see, a lot of the plants have melted back. I couldn't figure out what was happening. Like, this was an excessive melt back. I've never experienced it before. So what I ended up learning was that I put a new bag, I was using a new bag of Aquasoil in this tank, and what I learned is that Aquasoil actually does release a lot of ammonia into the water. So of course when I was testing it, the ammonia was through the roof and I was so confused. I didn't want to do a water change because I thought the ammonia was spiking due to the cycle. I now know that I should have water changed just because of how high that ammonia was. and it would have helped the cycle and helped the plants not melt back because of what the aqua soil was actually releasing into the water. Of course, now eventually it stopped. I did a water change once I had cleared everything and everything was sort of back to sort of like a neutral area. So I ended up getting 0 ammonia, 0 nitrite, and then a little bit of nitrates in there. So once I got to that with my testing, I did go ahead and do a little bit of a water change on it before I added my fish in. So we're about to add fish in now. This is all beautiful and perfect. The cycle is strong. It's very happy, but of course a lot of my plants just got burnt, including the beautiful sword that I popped in, which is very sad because it had been growing for quite a while. Majority of these plants will bounce back. I'm not too concerned. I did go ahead and add some floating plants. I added in some ricotta and some water lettuce. I did that just because I had the ammonia spikes. So I was hoping that it would suck a lot of the ammonia out. The water lettuce looked a little worse for wear, I'm not gonna lie, but it pulled through. So we're still good. And like I said, the cycle is strong now. So we're gonna go ahead, add some fish, and then we'll have a chat about thoughts. Rough time getting this tank started, I do really like it. I like the way the hardscape turned out, and I really like the plants that I did put in. So I'm hoping that they will bounce back, and I will be updating you guys on this plant that I popped in the corner here because I still don't know what it is. I'm hoping that these guppies do go ahead and breed for me very soon. I do have a really nice ratio in there of, I've got 4 males and I think 9 females. So that should be a good ratio for them to start breeding in. Yeah, I'm excited to see what colors I get and how it goes. Awesome. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, do all that cool stuff, and I'll see you on the next one.